It has been a very long time since we have reacted to a Judy D worst makeup artist video. I love these. I love these on my personal time. I love sharing them with you and having a look at them. Judy D, for those of you who don't know, is a content creator here on YouTube. Very well known for her worst reviewed makeup artist videos, where she goes to a poorly rated makeup artist or salon, gets her makeup done, gets her hair done, and then she also does go to makeup brands that do her makeup amazingly. She has, this is why I love these videos, she has a great face for makeup. So it is such a, very entertaining when you see what makeup artists do on her face. I love these also because we live in this world at the moment where everyone calls themselves a makeup artist and they jump on the trend of makeup artistry and charge people for it. Do whatever the fuck you want with makeup. Just don't charge for it if you can't do it. I'm going to be talking as a professional makeup artist, watching a makeup artist do someone's makeup and seeing how I feel. And yes, I paused the video throughout. If you want to watch the whole video, because I'm not going to sit here watching Judy's video, that would be copyright infringement. Do check out her channel, and I've left the link for the whole video down below. Oh, and also subscribe to my reaction and commentary channel right here. Completely different channel. There's non-beauty related content over there, reacting to random things that are happening. I'll leave that pinned in the comment section for you as well. Let's go. We are watching These Makeup Artists Are Unhinged. This is from a month ago. I haven't watched this one yet.
The one who trained me, she's makeup artist in television. She teach me how to make a lot of, but I'm not interested.
Now that's what I call a great way to start a makeup service. My makeup artist, however, is a different story. My makeup artist in this video, she's salty.
You need to let it go.
Okay, so we've done all that, she's done all that skin stuff, which I can't even begin to comment on. I'm sure we'll get more later. Let's start with these eyebrows straight away. It's always a terrible idea to draw two lines around the edge of an eyebrow. They're gonna look blocky. It's so much nicer to do individual strokes as well. Also, you've just done her face. Get your hands off her face.
2 hours of blending, because every time I thought we were over with the eyebrows, we weren't. It was almost like holding a plank. Time moves differently when you're in a plank, almost backwards. That's how it felt while I was getting my eyebrows done. I felt like I was stuck in a loop. It was sluggish.
Hygiene. We don't use the products directly on the face. Squeeze it out onto a palette, then use it. That's a lot. I'm sure I'll say hygiene a few times. I'll just shout it out. What's going on? Let me just grab the biggest sponge, the biggest, thickest sponge I can find to do some precision work. To really, imagine spending so long, too long, trying to cut off that brow in a straight line, and then you get this massive fucking sponge. You might as well use a car, you know, one of those massive sponges you use to wash a car. Why are we back here again?
Block brows. That's what we ended up with. All this intricate design, all the thought that went into these brows, only to end up with those. So for the eyes, we went for a pretty simple look. For now. I can't guarantee what it's gonna look like in the next 20 minutes. But for now, it's simple. And it's...
That palette doesn't look clean in any way at all. You know what? Even if it is clean, presentation. If I saw a palette like that and somebody brought it towards my face and dug their fingers in and used it, I'd be like, is that clean? Because it looks the opposite, in fact, actually.
Cute. She did use her finger, which I don't mind, because it wasn't as long and sharp as the other fingers. So it was the safer option, this finger. I'm happy she decided to use that one finger. Anyway, forget the finger. It doesn't even matter, because like for the other eye, she decides to use a brush. Either way, my eyes, again, they ended up looking pretty cute. I mean,
I have to say, that's not a bad blend considering she just blended it with her fingers. If somebody did, I mean, I wouldn't pay for that makeup, but if somebody did that, I was like, I did my own makeup, I would be like, oh, it looks nice. You know what I mean?
There's not much going on, you know? It was minimal, and that's nice. Less is more.
Bombastic side-eye.
Okay, that sponge tip is rank. I bet it stinks as well if you get right up in there. That is disgusting. Clean it. You can take that off and clean it if you can't get, you know, you can buy these brushes, that sponge tip, as a permanent, as a non-disposable, right? They exist. You just wash it. It's so dirty. Around the eyes and the mouth, you have to be cleaner than ever because you will infect someone and they will sue you.
So yeah, the eyes were minimalistic until this bad boy showed up. It's really nice seeing a palette look this pretty. If only the product was as good as it looked. One important thing to point out was that this glitter was big glitter. Like, it was thick, chunky, big glitter. That big, chunky glitter hanging for dear life. That big, ugly, chunky glitter was also an exfoliating machine. That thing rubbed.
Listen, there are a lot of glitter eyeshadow palettes that are made for the eyes that really aren't suitable for the eyes. They're big, they're chunky, the glitter is cut the wrong way, and it hurts. This, oh my God, and you can't play, when the glitter has that liquid base, you can't play with it too much. You have to put it down and be done. I always say in these reaction videos, the thing is with glitter, is it looks good only if it catches the light a certain way. You can see on the left, that doesn't look like glitter. It's like somebody ate like a cracker and left the remnants under her eyebrow. It's nice on the lid when it's packed in a solid form because it's always catching the light. When it drops on the skin or it's random like that, it just looks like a mess.
Rubbed hard on my skin, Linda. We were shedding like a lizard.
Is that
Regardless,
glitter?
I think we're still looking really cute. I think this makeup is, you know, it has good potential. It's going somewhere nice. It's really cute.
Bless her.
Making a screen jet. There's a peeling on your nose.
Oh, really? It is the sunscreen.
Oh, sunscreen? You put?
Yeah.
Listen, if you have a client, if you are the client, you don't want to make a makeup artist to be like, oh, your skin's peeling off. Oh, you fix it and you deal with it and you get on with it. You know what I mean? Unless you can help them in some way, you know, there's no point in saying anything.
To have a jawline.
Again, when you're talking to your client, it shouldn't be what you want to do. Like, yo, you should have a jawline. It's like, what do you like to emphasize? If you think someone should have a more pronounced jawline, right? You say to them, do you contour? Do you emphasize certain areas of your face? And they'll be like, oh, no, I don't really do anything like that. You'd be like, oh, okay, do you wear bronzer? You can like subtly touch areas of the face. And, you know, I'm like, oh yeah, I do wear some like on here around the jawline. You'd be like, oh, okay, well, what we could do is use a contour just to emphasize the jawline a little bit. What that will do is really round off a face, give you a cohesive look. You can do it without being like, you need a jawline. You need a jawline. Or make something up. I'm putting some bronzer here because we have bronzer here. Makes it blend better. Makes it look a little bit more cohesive. Just use the word cohesive. This rubbing on the skin. You're rubbing all the product away.
What? What? Since when did models do makeup? You know, I think that beats the purpose of a makeup artist's job. But anyway, she thinks I'm a model.
Don't take my job, please.
Oh, that's all I heard. Okay, girl. Okay, so the makeup should have ended here. I mean, we were at the lips, you know, the lips were done, the eyes were done, and we're not looking to whack. But then from the very end of the salon,
it's not too bad, but this is unacceptable. For if you're paying for it, anyone can do this at home. Anyone can do this. Your child could do this. She's pretty much put a dark shadow in the corner of eye, put on lipstick and done some brows. The base isn't anything amazing. She spent a lot of time on the contour and it hasn't really contoured, but this is unacceptable to be paying for.
Comes a lady running towards my face to point out to my makeup artist, where is the blush? And that was the downfall of this makeup look. Not because the blush is ugly, and not because she used the lipstick to put blush, which, by the way, is something I do all the time. It's actually very efficient, and sometimes even better than an actual blush. So I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the fact that everything...
The application. So lipstick is great for a blush. You can absolutely use it as a blush. Lip gloss you can use as a blush. But remember, lipsticks have some crazy hydrating ingredients in them for your lips because you want to keep your lips hydrated. It keeps the lipstick looking smooth. So when you're putting it on your skin, you can tap it into your skin like that. But when she started rubbing and pulling, it's going to break down your foundation underneath basically. And then you're going to have red skin, red blush, and it's going to look like you're joking. It's going to be like your fancy dress.
From this point onward, is just an absolute mess because we have not one makeup artist anymore. No, we have two. And because of that, we ended up with a makeup look that I would say has an identity crisis. It's really giving me on Valentine's.
That's not going to make it any better. The key thing for makeup artistry, whether you're doing your own or you're doing someone else's and you're using your fingers, is tap, 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 tap. If you're rubbing on the skin, no good. No good. That concealer has been sitting, oh God, got in a headlock. That concealer's been sitting there for a long time now. It's probably creasing up a little bit. The texture's probably changing and she just set it. She's just set the creases. She's just set the texture with a lot of powder. What's happening now? Jesus. Why are they squared off her lip? They've made her lip into a square here. She's like hooping it around her face. I think the other person was saying she needs to define the bottom a little bit, just line it up. The lip wasn't the worst part though. You could get away with that lip fine. Oh no. You know what's happening? You know what's happening? That makeup artist panic that I always talk about in these reaction videos when something goes wrong and they don't take a second to breathe. They just panic. But now somebody else has come over and they're trying to instruct you what to do. I would be panicking also. I would be like, oh my God, just go in and not thinking what I was doing. Okay, look, everything's coming off. It's starting to look like a rash. Stop rubbing it like that. She's touching her face a lot with her bare finger, the other lady. It's kind of annoying.
Please. Why do I look so defeated? I look like the product of a conflict.
Relax. It's moving.
Again, not using a disposable applicator, which there should be, especially on the eye. The wrong time to interfere is when someone is doing liquid eyeliner and you're pointing the same things. She's like, you do it, fine.
The other lady was actually so sweet. She was so cute and she was always smiling.
That's not what you want to hear when someone's doing makeup. Oh shit.
Bombastic side eye.
I think my makeup artist was just grumpy. She was not in the best moods. And this added to her frustration. Like, I can feel her frustration through my...
And also she said she didn't want to do makeup, right? Okay, now she's using a concealer to correct a liquid eyeliner, which you can do underneath. But if you're trying to be more precise on the lid, and there's a lot of texture on people's eyelids when it moves, concealer, again, another hydrating product. Concealer has hydrating ingredients in it, right? Even if it's oil-free, there's some stuff in there that does it. It's going to break down your eyeliner. It's not going to be good.
My skin. So it's a very tricky situation here. I actually really like the other lady. I understand my makeup artist, but at the same time, my makeup artist was so dismissive and came off extremely rude. Actually, the only time my makeup artist ever voiced anything was when it came to talk about me and my face. She also had a few interesting remarks, you know, here and there.
Starstruck.
What? What does that mean? Why is she choosing the brow bone for glitter? How many sponges has she got too? Where's the blue?
Your nose, I want line. There's a contour. Also here. Also, I want the jawline for us like a model. I will make your hair not dry. Outside.
No, you need, that's too far now. You need a disposable for a mascara wand. Also, you shouldn't be looking up when you're doing your mascara. This makeup artist should have told, oh my God, why does this screenshot look like it's got like vintage, what's it called? Now in something color. It looks like a vintage poster. Mascara is going to transfer to the top. She should be chin up, looking down, mascara, wiggle, wiggle, wiggle with her eyes open, because that's going to be messy. Well, Judy's lip stops here, and it's fine to overdraw your lip, but this curve that's happening here around the lip, this corner, this lip line here should tuck up into the corner. So should this. It should tuck down in here. And if you're gonna overdraw Judy's lips, just start overdrawing here. Do a little bump here, and then down. Give it a nice curve. The skin looks crazy. That looks you see where they've like been brushing it with their fingers. It looks rashy. It doesn't look nice. This again under the eyes, you can see where the concealer was sitting for a while and then she powdered on top. If you're gonna do that, it's fine to do that, but press the concealer in a little bit, warm it up again, push it into the skin, and then put the powder on top, because you're setting not old, but imagine being really oily and greasy like halfway through the day and not doing anything, be like, I'll just shove a load of powder on. It's like that. You're setting the older makeup. This glitter, see what I mean by the way light catches it really does make a difference, because that just looks like dirt. It looks like dirt and mud and texture. It doesn't look like glitter. It looks like crusty skin. The eyeliner actually isn't too bad on this side. That's actually quite a nice smooth line. That's fine. The brows are terrible. Look at all this mess under her eyes here too. We didn't even talk about the shade. How they managed to age her by about 10 years. That's not even blended. You know what happened? She went in with this glitter that seemed to have like a liquid base or like a gel base, put it on the brow bone, and then decided to go on top with a powder. A powder on top of like a glitter gel. Patchy, this lip under here, all jagged and awful. I would love to know your opinions on that down below. That people just charge. You know what? There's such a vast range of people who do makeup poorly, right? There's people that literally cannot do it, and then there's the other side of people who can do it, but they do things slightly wrong, like the wrong foundation color, the blush and the bronzer look like mud. There's like an acceptable like, oh, could be better, but it looks fine. And then it's just like a no way can that ever be saved. All right, thank you so much for joining me. Let me know what you think down below in the comments, and I will see you very, very soon. Bye.